Hi Pranshu.
Hi Vaishnavi.
So as the CAT exam date keeps coming closer, I think we can just discuss very quickly how we went about our preparation and what exactly went through our minds when we were actually giving the exam.
Yeah, sure. So let me ask you this: what were your last minute preparations? Like we only have 2 weeks left now for CAT this year.
Yeah.
So what were your last minute preparations?
So I'll focus more on the last week per se. The previous month I'd been doing mock tests sparsely, but the last week became very intense. I attempted as many mocks as possible, and I would like to say that sometimes the score or the result isn't as encouraging, but at least in the last week I would suggest everybody to just not really pay attention to the scores, analyze them and then move forward. So if we get stuck on some section, I think that's not the best way forward, and especially for VARC, I think people can go about being more consistent and try to keep increasing their attention spans through the months, and that's what helps on the exam date as well. So I had a first morning batch, the first slot, and having a good breakfast really helps. And once that's through, I think all you have to do is put your mind completely into the passage each time. A lot of people suggest doing it the other way around, questions first and the passage, but I strongly feel that if you've grasped the passage once and for all and you've done it well, you will know exactly where to fish the answer for, even if you don't know it while attempting. So I think, yeah. And how about you?
Well, for me, last minute preparations were I had to see what my strengths were. So for me, VRC was my strength, and in VRC, comprehension was my strength. So I focused all of my attention on the comprehensions. So first step I used to do was I was analyzing what kind of comprehension was it, whether it was data driven, what it was abstract, or just a simple analyzing comprehension. So in those 3 parts, data driven was something I was really good at, and it's the most easiest part because simply the data is given to you. You have to, the questions are easy, simple data driven. And when it came to exam, the technique that you talk about, first reading the question that go to the comprehension, that technique I tried in my mocks, but I failed miserably in that. So for me, the technique was read the comprehension first, one time, very carefully, then go to questions. Then I had an idea where I had to go to in the comprehensions to fetch the answers.
Yeah.
So this is what we can do for comprehensions. So, but there are also other parts in VR's exam, the summary, the jumbled sentences. So what was your take on them?
So I would say that I was also working as a content writer that involved a bit of reading and studying and writing continuously on the side. So
nice.
A lot of people have this misconception that you cannot work and prepare for CAT. But I think if you're actively working and applying yourself at your job field, it helps, it contributes. So this is, I think, a part of my VARC score can be attributed to my work continuously. So yeah, if you're more conversant and you're in touch with a lot of changes in vocabulary, you're conversant with correcting grammar or something, it helps. It's an advantage in many senses.
Definitely.
Yeah.
For me, vocabulary was never a big thing.
Yeah.
Because I looked upon the previous year question paper as well, and vocabulary the CAT governing body has been reducing vocabulary in the exam from the last years as well.
Yeah, too much of my dismay.
No, but seriously, vocab has been decreasing, and if we get any word meanings, that will be in comprehension.
Correct.
Simply we have
That's
to,
where it helps. It's instrumental to just know words.
If you are reading articles, books, the vocabulary will increase, but I don't think knowing too much vocabulary now is going to increase your marks in the comprehension.
Yeah, it's
cost-benefit
analysis.
Yeah. And when it came to summary and jumble sentences, I only have one advice: practice. That's all I can take. Also, analyze what your mistakes were. For example, for summary, I used to analyze a lot. Like, if this is my summary, if this is the summary I'm coming to, why isn't my answer matching towards the right answer? So you have to see where you are lagging at.
Yes, really scope out what your issue fields
absolutely,
are. Yes,
absolutely.
I think we both agree on that.
So in the end, I think we both agree that practice is going to be very crucial.
Yeah.
and reading articles, newspaper, magazines, anything will help in comprehension and vocabulary as well.
And that's not an overnight thing.
Yeah,
So I would really
definitely.
suggest that you guys keep at it. So yeah,
Definitely.
all the best.